How do you know you've really healed? Do you consider healing when you move to a far off place and when you're leading a quiet life and nobody triggers you or your emotions, and you think that the chaos has settled and you are healed? Mhm. No, that's not real healing. In fact, ideally, I should say that's not how we test if you have healed or not. Now, real healing, and if you want to test if you've healed, is to come back to the same environment that once triggered you and see if it triggers you again. Um, because when you return to the environment that shaped you, or maybe where you were wounded once, and you find yourself not reacting the same way you did, or if the place may look the same, but if you are different, then you have healed. If that's not the case, then real healing hasn't happened yet. There was a girl who lived in an environment when she was growing up where everybody, like every member of the family, was dependent on one person. That was the mother, her mother. What's for lunch? What's for dinner? Can you iron this shirt for me? Can you make me some tea? Can you accompany me to this place? Can you answer this phone call? I don't want, like, everybody kept uh, having her solve their problems. So it was a pretty dependent household she grew up in. Years passed. The girl moved to a different country altogether. Now she had this in mind that she would become one day become an independent girl, and there she was leading a pretty successful independent life, paying her bills, making cooking for herself and whatnot, everything. Now she came back home one day to the same environment, and she realized that she's slipping back into the same old patterns. She is uh, asking her mom to do everything. See, when you that's why I say it's a real test of whether you've healed or not. You come back to the same environment and you see whether you're repeating your old patterns or not. She found herself repeating the patterns, but she did something different. She said, hold on, that's not who I really am. I've built an identity which seems to be getting it's slipping away from me. So healing is, while you keep the relationships close, your identity also stays intact. And she started to practice what she was doing when she was far away. It could be explained with another example of, let's say, a boy who was criticized when he was growing up. Like, every small mistake meant losing love, and he spent years in foreign country, and he journaled, he meditated, and he thought he was healed. And then he came back home, and one day to see that, one day while he was making tea, he spilled some tea, and his body braced itself like an attack was coming. And that's the point he realized he had not healed fully, or maybe he hadn't given his body a chance to see if it had healed. So he responded with awareness, and he didn't let his nervous system get the better of him. Um, so real healing happens when you come back to the environment, the same environment which once wounded you, but this time you are different. The place may be the